Sorry, I don't know, I was carried away.
No. What's your name?
Tobin.
Tobin. She holds it up.
Waltz. Yeah, Tobin Waltz.
I
know you said...
Well, this brings back memories.
Yeah? Have you been to Lockhead?
Oh, once or twice.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I know you said trees. I don't know. I was thinking about something.
No, but using the blackened bread for such a steel and glass structure, and yet I can still tell what you were going for. Your line work is quite sublime. It's like you could step through it almost. Do you mind if I keep hold of this?
No. Sure.
Thank you. Thank you for giving it to me willingly. Okay, class. If you haven't finished your painting yet, do so in the next 3 minutes, because there will be a ruling. And children hurriedly finish off what they're doing. And this is the most animated and, in fact, joyous that you've seen people. As much as a lot of what they're drawing and painting is quite violent or vile, an awful lot of people are depicting St. Jude's from the outside. They've almost all ignored the instructions to paint a forest. Clearly everyone has something on their mind. And she then brings her hands down on her desk and says, "Okay, everybody, now. There are 2 clear front runners among you. And I have to say, I am very impressed. I may have deliberately kept the other paints from you because I find restrictions bring out the best in people. Restraints bring out the best in people. And giving you just red and black, well, that is one hell of a restraint, but my oh my, what I saw. Little girl over there. I didn't ask your name, but I do have it written down. Emily, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, please come up to the front of the class with your painting.
I really don't want to.
Please do. You've got every reason to feel proud. I won't let anybody boo you. Everybody clap for Emily.
I start clapping.
Emily stands up. She looks like she wants to die more than go up in front of everyone. But gets up and stands next to the teacher.
As you stand next to the teacher, you hear something. You hear what sounds like a radio tuning out from just behind her. In the wall, you think. In a vent, maybe.
Emily looks down towards the vent, and she's not good at doing things discreetly when she gets her attention on something, so she just turns her head immediately and just stares at the vent.
Right, Emily, tell everybody about the painting you've drawn. Painted, I should say. Sorry. It seems Mrs. Edgewood is completely oblivious to the noise or ignoring it.
She hands her the drawing without looking at her and goes down on all fours and looks into the vent instead.
Emily, what are you doing?
Something in the wall.
Oh, there may be some rats in here. She kicks the wall.
She puts her head or her ear towards the wall to see if she can hear more.
Emily, she claps her hands. Emily, I'm going to need your attention. I know you're touched, but you need to get up and address the class now. You're disrupting the class, Emily.
Can she hear anything?
You can hear the quieter sound of what sounds like a radio trying to find a frequency. So lots of static and occasional... It's an old analog radio noise that you would have only heard or seen through TV and maybe some internet videos. Certainly nothing that you have at home.
I murmur to the person next to me, "Did you just say, I know you're touched?"
The boy next to you shrugs. It means wrong in the head, doesn't it?
But it's just, you don't say that.
I get the impression they can say whatever they like.
I shrug back and I look over to them again to see what Emily does.
I do find myself wondering what Emily is actually talking about, and I do just look to the ventilation system myself.
You can hear it as well, Damien. In one of the vent openings near you, you can hear what sounds like a moving tuning sound. It's just moving slowly away from you, or just growing quieter.
I look at it as well, and I think to myself, that is weird. Why would it be coming through the vents?
Class, I need your attention now. I need your attention now. She claps her hands. If anyone is not giving me their attention, they will get detention. That's right, I can rhyme.
I turn my attention back.
Emily, that means you as well. Get up off the floor, little girl.
Emily gets up and stands next to the teacher.
Emily, I know you've got problems, okay? We can talk about them after class, okay? But don't embarrass me in front of the pupils.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about the disturbance, everybody. This is Emily's painting. She holds it up. Emily, what can you tell us about it?
It's the bugs.
The bugs. See, all I can see is your face, and you've really rendered that monkey on your arm very well.
Thank you.
Where are the bugs in this painting, Emily?
Emily points on everything except her. Here. The bugs.
So what you're trying to do is give an impression of something. So, you know, and this is what painting is all about, Emily. It's all about subjectivity. When you look at this, you see bugs. When I look at this, I see beautiful swirls of energy.
It's bugs.
Well, you shouldn't ever tell someone what a painting, a piece of art actually means. But this is very good for a girl your age. Would you mind if I kept it?
Okay.
Now, I'm going to put it up on one of the walls in this classroom because I think it will be a good influence for the other children.
Okay.
You should be very proud. Everyone give Emily a round of applause and her bugs.
Yay.
And now Tobin, star of the class. Front of the class, please, Tobin.
I stand up. I'm kind of torn. I don't know if I like this or not. In one way, I suppose I kind of do. And I go up.
Now, class, I know what you're all feeling. You're probably all feeling tremendously jealous toward Tobin and Emily right now. They're all getting very nice attention, especially from me, and who doesn't want that? But this is the wonderful thing about art. You might be on one week and off the next, and vice versa. It's why I love this subject, as trivial as it is to life in general. I think that art it's a great equaliser. Sometimes you're shit, sometimes you're not. And now we have Tobin, who has apparently shown himself to be something of a Picasso.
Yeah. I go up and stand next to her. Is Emily still there, or did she go to sit?
She went to sit down.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, I go up and stand there and I look over the room, kind of look where Isaac is sitting and then trying to not look there.
Yeah, you can see where Isaac is sitting, and he is just staring rather blankly in your direction. His eyes are half shut, almost as if he's asleep and pretending not to be. What did you depict?
I just painted, I guess. I didn't think too much.
Well, sometimes that's the best way. Sometimes thinking gets you in trouble, and not thinking allows you to work wonders. And in this case, I see memories of my youth. I certainly do. I was a teacher in Larkhead once upon a time, and this brings back memories. It certainly does. To the point that, and this will excite everyone, class, I have friends at a gallery. It's a very exclusive gallery. It's a gallery not many people can get into. It hosts special artworks that really draw the viewer in. I would be delighted, Tobin, and give you full credit if I can use this as an example of what my class put together. I think they would love to host it there. And maybe once you're out of here, we can take a trip.
Really? Yeah, that's cool. You could, if you take a photo of it, you could tag me if you like.
That's what I'll do. I mean, they say you're not supposed to be friends with your pupils on Instagram and so on, but I think we can bend the rules for, well, look at you, an artist. So much soul in this painting. It will be right at home.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, everybody. That's it for class now. So, what that means is you can all go back to your dorms, you can all get some rest, and you'll hear the bell. That'll be for dinner. And then, come the evening, it's chapel again. And tomorrow, well, there's a special surprise for all of you. Probably shouldn't tell you, but there's a special surprise, so look forward to that, okay? Alright, off you all toddle.
And I tried to catch up with Emily at this point. You didn't really finish what you said before, but what was this about Jackie being, put electricity to her?
Maybe I just imagined that. You can see that Emily is, even though she's never been a very bubbly person, she's definitely shrunken completely into herself. She doesn't even look at you when you talk to her.
Yeah, I noticed that you kind of taken some steps back again, but I don't really want to push it. So I say, yeah, I guess if you say so. How is your wrist?
I don't know what to do with this. And she shows you the bandage, roll of bandage, and
I don't know, you'd kind of wrap it, I guess?
yeah, I guess so.
Just put it round. It's weird, that Mr. Grebe. Does it hurt?
She nods.
Yeah. when I got hurt back home, my mom used to blow on it, like, because it was kind of cool and it'll take some of the pain away.
Emily looks at you like you just spoke a different language. Blow?
Yeah?
Okay.
So you can do that, I guess.
Okay. She puts her hand to near her mouth and blows on it.
Does it feel better?
I don't know.
I join you and I blow a little as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you help me put this on?
Yeah. Sure. I open it carefully and I try to just wrap it around. Make it try and look good. Yeah. I don't know if this is gonna... Sorry, I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Emily actually smiles at this point. It looks just for a moment genuinely happy to have a bit of care. Thank you.
Well, I hope you don't have to see or dream weird things again, if that was what it was. And at this point, I rack my brain. Have we seen Jackie today?
Nope, not at all.
I wonder where she is, though.
Damien. Just as you're about to leave the class, last out, given your position in the classroom, Mrs. Edgewood smiles and gestures for you to come over to her desk.
I pause for a little. I had my mind elsewhere. I started thinking to myself how cool it is that these air vents, they obviously go different places and the noise carries across, because last night I heard, well, what I think now was Jackie, from what Emily said. But then that radio as well, that must have been coming from somewhere, but where? But then I notice she's summoning me and I walk over. I briefly notice Tobin talking to Emily and look at Tobin for a little bit. I'm generally surprised that he was able to paint something that was actually really good. I have to admit it was actually a pretty cool painting. I'm maybe even a little jealous, even though I don't really care. But yes, I go over. Yes, Mrs. Edgewood?
She sits on her desk and crosses her legs, exposing a fair amount of leg as she does so. Damien. You're older than most of the boys here, aren't you?
I guess, yeah.
So you can tell me, why are you here?
Oh. There's a slight pause. I remember what my dad tells me, that sometimes at work, the best liars are the ones who mix things with the truth. So if you want to lie, never just make stuff up. Always mix it a little. Oh, my dad works a lot, and sometimes my mom gets upset, and I kind of... I thought if I ran away from home, it would make my dad, notice me, but yeah, obviously that was just a stupid idea. Shouldn't have done it.
Could you make a charisma roll, please?
Certainly. 11.
She narrows her eyes at you. You ran away from home and you ended up here.
Yeah, my parents really got pissed, I guess. Huh.
Well, I'm sure you will be sent home soon enough, Damien. Just make sure that you always tell the truth here when the adults ask you questions, because lies will get you into trouble.
Oh.
And they'll get you punished. Just unconnected from anything, but just make sure, okay?
I kind of squint a little. Can I attempt to do a little deduction of myself? What's she getting at? This question seems like it's come out of nowhere.
Yeah, you can make an intuition roll, I think. That would make sense.
Unfortunately, that's a 9.
You're not sure at all what she's getting at. Does she know? Maybe it's the case that she is just speaking in general, as some of the teachers have around this place, with weird messages of advice that don't necessarily appear to have been very helpful. Or perhaps she has just seen straight through your lie and is addressing it through a rather circumspect manner. Either way, she then smiles and says, "Get back to your dorm, get some rest. It's going to have been a long day."
Yes, Mrs. Edgewood. Thank you, Mrs. Edgewood. And I just quickly make to leave, feeling a little concerned. I actually thought it was a good lie, but is it not a good lie? Well, I can't change it now. Shit.
The rest of the evening and night goes on. It's a night much like the night before, and there's the occasional scream in the night that you think is confined to the dorms. This time it's just children having nightmares or generally being hazed by the prefects. All of you are thankfully exempt from this treatment for the night, but it just hammers home this routine that you're going to be getting into. The chapel service for the evening was far more placid than the one that you experienced earlier, and you start developing a sense of routine. As early as it is into this pressure cooker that you've entered, it's becoming obvious that you may be here for quite the duration. There doesn't appear to be any way out advertised as such. Tobin, you don't get the opportunity tonight to exchange your phone with Lana, but you don't doubt that there's going to be a possibility on another night, or even another day. Likewise, no further sounds emerge from the vents, but that doesn't mean they're not there. Your curiosity has piqued, but it's maybe something that will come up on another day. Come the morning, and the bell rings for people to get up, use the showers, get dressed, go to chapel. And in the chapel, Father Vogel is checking everybody. Much like a vet might check a dog or a horse, pretty much grabbing you by the mouth and looking inside before moving you on, sitting you down. All of you, I have some thrilling news. Today is Visitor Day. It was decided that this would be a surprise, and so, surprise. Visitors are going to be assembling in the car park outside. If you have family that is likely to wish to visit you, then that is where they will be. This does not mean you get to avoid chapel. Once visitors have gone, you will be expected to come here for prayers and singing. Do you understand? Yes, Father Vogel.
Yes, Father Vogel. I blink a little, inwardly completely surprised. This doesn't sound... Visitors? They allow visitors here? They can't allow visitors here. But, alright. And I just sort of don't know what to expect, if I'm honest. After all, I'm not going to get a visitor, am I? No.
And so everyone files outside, even the children who aren't likely to receive visitors, because, hell, it's a chance to be outside. And since arriving, I mean, you spent the last 24 hours purely within the building, and so you're kind of blinking a little as you emerge into the daylight. Tables have been set up with chairs either side of them, like a prisoner visit area or a parents' evening at a school. And it appears parents have been brought here on the same bus on which you arrived. Tobin.
Yeah.
You see your parents sat at a desk.
I feel ashamed seeing them, because I know I did some bad things that I didn't I don't know. Yeah, but I go up to them. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Oh, Tobin, how are you keeping?
It's all right. It's a weird place.
Yeah, it's a big building, isn't it? They won't let us in. They said it's for pupils and staff only. But
Yeah.
some of the prefects showed us around out here, and it was like I said, looks big.
Yeah, it's some kind of used to be a factory where families worked.
Oh yeah, we saw that. We saw that over the door. It says where families come to work.
Yeah. How are you?
Oh, we're all right. We miss you.
Yeah.
You know, I know you've not been gone long, but it's been odd you not being about.
Yeah. Have they told you how long I was gonna stay here? Because they say that they're telling the parents that, but I didn't hear it.
Yeah, we're not supposed to tell you though.
Okay.
It's I know it sounds a bit odd to me as well, Tobin, but apparently it will help your recovery if you don't know. So you know you're not just trying to hit a number or something.
Yeah. I was talking to Dr. Crow. Did you meet her?
Oh well, we've heard of Dr. Crow. We've not met her yet. Is she good?
Yeah, she's okay.
I need to meet her. I need to tell her there's nothing wrong with my son. Nothing wrong with my boy. Look. Who hasn't nicked something from a shop? Andrew. Look, no, who hasn't?
Yeah.
Who hasn't nicked something once or twice when they were? Personally, I think that judge was way off his trolley. Andrew.
Well, you know,
I'm sorry.
I think one of the security guards actually told me that he did it once too. So, you know, there you go.
Well, there you go. Anyway, I can't. Yeah. Listen, just be strong. All right. You'll be all right. You'll get through this.
Yeah, she said maybe just a week or more, you know, or more, but it doesn't have to be too long if I just behave, she said. And I feel a bit appreciative that they've not pointed out the marks around my nose and my eyes that are slightly blackened from the punch.
You can see your dad is concerned, but he is obviously the kind of father that's not going to raise a problem unless you raise it. And your mother, well, she's the one that's felt the worst when you were caught shoplifting. She has clearly still not forgiven you for that incredibly petty crime and is pretty much glaring at you across the table.
So, I don't know how much I'm gonna see you, but they're taking phones and things, so we can't really...
They took your phone?
Yeah, no one
They can't do that. It's against your civil liberties.
Yeah.
Andrew.
I still have the necklace, though.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Tobin.
Yes, Mom.
Why do you smell? Why do you smell of pee?
Have
you had an accident?
No, I just, on the toilet there was a leak, and some water came out.
Well, you better get that washed, otherwise they'll pick on you they'll call you Tobin Pissy Pants or something. Yeah, sorry, son.
I'll get that washed.
You'll be alright. You're strong, you're like me, you'll get through it. Just think of this like a trip away from school. Alright, it's not the kind of trip you'd like to go on, it's not exactly camping, is it? But it's still, it's a bit of an adventure, isn't it?
Yeah. And you know, some people here are alright. You know?
Oh, I bet they are, you know. Not everyone's going to be a rotter. You stick with it. You'll be strong. We'll visit you again as soon as we can, won't we?
Yeah. And I kind of want to tell him that a guy took the penknife that he gave me, but I can't do that because I know he'll just be disappointed. I don't want to. So I hesitate for a bit, and then I just nod and say, yeah, well, we were supposed to be back in for service, but thank you for coming.
Well, you take care, alright?
Yeah, thanks, you too.
He kind of goes in somewhat for a hug and then settles for a handshake.
I shake his hand and I feel a lump in my throat. I kind of had to turn away. And
Stay out of trouble, Tobin.
Yes, Mom. See you.
Bye. Easy as you go, mate.
Yeah.
And Emily, surprisingly, your mother is there as well. Your dad isn't. She sits up from the table when she sees you.
Emily freezes in place when she sees her mom, and she hugs her toy very closely to herself.
Emily? You gonna come over here?
Emily walks over very stiffly.
She doesn't hug you. She sits back down. How are you doing, Emmy?
I wanna go.
You want to go back inside?
I don't want to be here.
Oh, Emmy. I know it must be hard right now. You're so young, and I know being away from home must be really tough. This is your first time, but Emmy, your dad and I, we've only been without you for, 2 days? And we've had the time to tidy the flat, and we've had dinner together, and we laughed, and you just need to stay here a little longer.
Glad you're happy, Mom.
We will be happy when you're home as well, but we want you to come home to a home that is happy. And we're still working on that. Your dad can't be here. He said he's got work this morning, Emmy. So that's why he couldn't be here. But he sends his love.
Dad never works in the morning.
Well, he sends his love anyway, and I love you. I love you, and we just want you to get better. And this is the place. This is the place where you're going to get better.
The teacher grabbed my hand very hard, and she shows her hand.
Oh, Emmy. What did you do?
Nothing.
Did you act out in class?
No.
Do I need to say sorry to this teacher for you?
No.
No, because you're going to do it yourself. Part of growing up is taking responsibility. That teacher's not going to have grabbed you for no reason. What were you doing?
I don't know.
You don't know. You're probably off on one of your daydreams again.
No. But I don't understand what I did wrong.
Look, I come here to tell you I love you and your dad loves you, and I find myself getting worked up again because you're getting into trouble and you're already upsetting the teachers here. This is supposed to be a good place for you, Emmy. You need to behave. You need to be a good girl, and you need to behave.
Sorry.
Yes, I should think so. You've made me go all red.
Sorry, Mom.
Well, if I get a report from this place that you're misbehaving, I won't come and visit again. So you better be on your best behaviour.
I made a drawing, and the teacher really liked it.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. Drawing. You never drew for us at home.
Sometimes.
Well, you never know. You might be one of these troubled artists, I suppose. But that's good, see? It just goes to show. This place is bringing out the best in you.
But I don't want to be here.
Well, a lot of us don't want to be here.
Can I please come home?
When you're better.
They're hurting me.
Emily. Look, if you want me to speak to Dr. Crow, I will.
No. No.
No, I didn't think so. You've got to expect that when you join a new school, you're going to be making friends, but you're also going to be upsetting people because you are sometimes a handful.
There was another kid that got electrocuted.
Well, that's terrible. I'm sure they were playing around with something they shouldn't have been.
Strapped to a chair. And another student did it to her.
Now you're just telling tales.
No.
Would you like to make a charisma roll or a coolness roll?
Yep. I will. 17?
Your mother, her expression changes as you talk about one of the girls being strapped to a chair and electrocuted. You're not making this up, are you?
Emily shakes her head.
And is this girl out in the playground right now with the rest of us?
Can I see her?
No.
She shakes her head again.
I think I should probably speak to Dr. Crow about that. Can you see any of the children here that did that?
Can I?
Yeah, you can see Aaliyah and the other prefects. Though they're not being visited, interestingly enough. They are just sort of lurking around the school entrance.
Emily shakes or nods.
Oh, those are the prefects. They showed us around before you all came out. And... Okay, Emmy. Just be careful, alright?
Mommy, I want to go home. Please
listen,
take me home.
I don't expect you to understand, Emmy, but we signed something called a contract, and it means we can't just take you out now that you're here.
They're gonna hurt me.
No, they're not. Just keep your head down. And make sure you tell the adults if you see something bad happening.
They don't believe me. They think it's just my head. It's not my head.
Emmy.
It's not.
I'm not saying that it is. Why can't anything be easy with you? I'll speak to Dr. Crow. I'll make sure this gets sorted out. If a girl's been electrocuted, she's going to be showing injuries, isn't she? So
She was really hurt.
And yeah, so Emmy, nothing like that's going to happen to you. Dr. Crow's going to look after you. She gave us a guarantee that she would.
Okay.
Alright, stay strong.
Okay.
That's why you've got your monkey.
Yeah.
She strokes your hair a little and the side of your face. Oh, Emmy. As soon as you're better, you can come home.
Okay, Mommy.
Okay. Damien, you least of all expect to see anyone out here in the parking lot come playground. And yet, your mother is there. And she's looking quite anxious and biting her nails.
I actually am genuinely surprised because she said she was only going to come when it was time to get me out of here, so... And we didn't know about this visitor thing, but she's actually here. That's great because, I mean, I taped it last night. I taped... That I've got enough on the tape. I've got enough in the notebook. Hell, they send an inspector in here. This place is going to get shut down in like 5 minutes. It's a bloody hellhole. So, great. I walk over quickly. Hey, Mum. Hey. You came.
Yeah, of course, Damien. Are you doing okay?
Yeah. Shall we sit somewhere?
Yes, yeah. Listen, I can't stay long.
Oh, well, of course. Why not?
Well, there's things that your dad and I have got to sort out. Now, but the reason I'm here is partly to do with that. You're going to need to stay here a bit longer than we planned.
Why? I lower my voice. I already have plenty of stuff, Mum. Like, this place is literally a hellhole. Like, it's really bad. Like a school inspection team. This place will be closed in 5 minutes, Mum. Like, it's so much worse than some rumours. I can confirm pretty much everything.
Well, duly noted, and I'll pass that on to the right board, but the problem, Damien, is when I filed the paperwork to get you in here, look, there was a lot on my mind at the time. I didn't think of everything, and getting you in was easy, but getting you out is going to be a little harder because you shouldn't really be here, legally speaking. How to explain this? If I make a big song and dance for pulling you out, they're going to know that I put you in.
Okay.
And that's going to get us both in a lot of trouble.
Well, it's fine, Mum, because talk to Dad. Like, it's not just, oh, it's a bit bad. Like, but they abuse the kids here, Mum. They let the kids abuse other kids. They abuse the fucking kids. They have people who have, like, mental health issues on the staff, just having seizures. They beat up... Like, there's a little girl just over there, 10 years old. The teacher just snapped her wrist. And they even... I've got proof that there's one kid, like, got tortured. I got it on the tape, Mum.
Do you have it with you?
No, it's in the dorm. But I could go get it, I guess.
Okay, yeah, go get that. I mean, once I've got all the paperwork sorted, then I should be able to pull you out no problem.
Great. I turn round and just make my way back to the dorm. I'm not in a hurry, but I'm just going to go grab the bag. I am a little concerned, because obviously if I give over the bag, then that's that. I won't have the tape recorder anymore, but that's fine, because I've got something, and that's all I needed. So, alright, yes, I'll just quickly head back to the room.
Easy there, big shoots. Isaac gets in your way, along with a couple of other prefects. You've seen your family member, now get to chapel.
No, I just need to give her something.
No. Rules were, go out, come back in, that's it, visiting's over. So, while you may have gone to the dorm, and while you may have grabbed the bag, you can't take it outside, and that means you can't say goodbye to your mum or get any update or anything like that. At this point, you are just pretty much stood in the doorway with a bunch of prefects in the way, able to see your mum looking confused at a table, wondering why you're not coming out to see her with what you promised.
I look a little confused and say, well, can I go back to the table? She hasn't finished. I only had 5...
No. Why did you shouldn't have gone back in, should you?
I had to go get something.
Rules are rules, Damien. Why don't you go paint a forest or something in chapel?
I clench my fist. I really have to fight an urge here. Because
He looks down at your fist. Ooh. Tough guy now, are we? You're going to start a fight on visiting day? How many visitors do you think you'll have after you do that?
None.
No. And even if you did, I doubt they'd want to see you with all your teeth broken and your nose inside out.
No, Isaac, they'd hate to see that.
Get yourself to chapel, and why don't you pray?
I look back at Mum. I try and give her a look. I'm very good at giving looks.
She looks distressed and worried.
I attempt to just walk forward suddenly, just trying to just run to the table. No, I can't run. I'll just try walking, because at least if they stop me, she can see that. So I just try and walk past the prefects.
And they grab you at this point. And Dylan says, you can't go back outside now, you're done.
I don't struggle, but I just try again, catching my mother's eye. Praying, just see that these fucking little shits are holding me.
She can see it.
What does she do?
She closes her handbag, puts it back over her shoulder, and makes her way back to the bus.
I slump a little at that. And I just step back. Yeah. Sorry, that's what you said. I'll go to chapel now.
Good boy.
I turn. And I fight the urge to look at Isaac one more time. Isaac Hill. You made it personal, Isaac. You fucking made it fucking personal. You know what? You're gonna pay for this. I will make you pay, you little shit. That's what Dad would do.
You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Roleplaying, where we played the scenario It Started and Ended with Screams for KULT Divinity Lost, from the upcoming Screams and Whispers scenario collection. The scenario was written by our dear friend Matthew Dawkins, who is also our Gamemaster. Joining Craig and Hjalmar was the talented Klara Herbøl. The music was made by Atrium Carceri and was used with permission from their label Cryochamber. Check out their website at cryochamber.bandcamp.com or their YouTube channel for some moody, dark ambient. We would like to give massive thanks to our champions of the Red Moon, Martin Heuschober, Nastasia Raulerson, Simon Cooper, David, Julia, Camilla, Ludwig Manford, and Robin for their generous support. And we would of course also like to thank all of our other patrons. Without your support, the show would not be possible. If you want to support our work, please check us out on Patreon. You can get access to bonus campaigns for Cult Divinity Lost and Coriolis there, as well as get early and raw access to all of our recordings. You can also hear your name read on the show as a champion of the Red Moon, as well as play Cult with us. Most importantly, that support is what keeps the show going, so do check us out there. Thank you again for listening, and remember, death is only the beginning.